Come on and bless the Lord up in here, somebody. Praising God for everything that he's doing and even for the things that he is about to do. Amen. We are in serious trouble when we don't have an about to praise. Amen. That we cannot thank God for what he's about to do. Oh, bless his holy name. Now that's what keeps us going. Because I know what God is about to do. I'm not worried about my present circumstance, my present situation. I'm magnifying God for what he is about to do. Glory to God. And I know God is doing great things in this hour. And I just want to be included. Whatever you're doing in this season, please don't do it without me. Amen. I just want to be included in everything that God is endeavoring to do. I want to call your attention to the book of Exodus, the 12th chapter. And I want to begin reading at verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be first, the first month of the year to you. It doesn't make any difference what month it is. This is the first month. This is the first month to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to him, next to his house, of the house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Now watch this. Not just anything. Now your lamb. Look at your neighbor and say, your lamb. Your sacrifice shall be without blemish. A male for the first year, you shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorposts of the house wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread, and with bitter herb they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, you can't have it raw, nor sodden or boiled at all with water, but roast with fire. His head with his legs and with the purtenance thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. That which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet. I want you to make sure you keep your clothes on and have your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment, for I am the Lord. And the blood shall be for you a token upon the houses where ye are, and when I see the blood, I will pass over and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you, when I smite the land of Israel. You can be seated. You know, in each time I be thinking of this, and you know, the children, they are familiar with this thing about the shoes. And so you can get them ready for bed. And then something arises. You need to run to the store for something. You say, children, put your shoes on. And they want to know where we're going. And then you say, go tell one of the other ones and tell them that to put the shoes on. They're going to tell them, come, we getting ready to go somewhere. They're going to tell them, say, we getting ready to go somewhere. Put your shoes on. And so, you know, the children understand that. They understand that. And God is telling the children of Israel, hey, don't take your clothes off. I want you to sleep ready to roll tonight. I want you to keep your shoes on your feet, because we're getting ready to go somewhere. Because see what we're going to have, we're not going to have time for a lot of extra curriculum. So we want to sleep ready to roll. Because you got to understand, we are in the book of Exodus. It's time to exit out of here. It's time for us to come out. And we don't want to, you know, waste any time. So we want to get up out of here. And so God is getting ready to bring the children of Israel out of their dilemma. You know, this is what ceased to amaze me. Israel was in such a bondage. They was in such a state that they didn't know who they were crying out to and didn't care. All they wanted to do is, you know, let me help you a little bit. Years ago, we was in a tent revival in Willis. And so, you know, you got the porta toilets out there. And this particular night, I just happened to be walking around the tent till I get close to the porta toilet. I hear, help me, somebody help me. He wasn't crying mama or daddy. He just said somebody. In other words, anybody, help me. So what he did, it was my little nephew. He went out there and locked himself up in the porta toilet, and he couldn't get himself out. And you know, he was crying out. He was trying to get out of that container. And so he was down at the little hole where they had the little vent thing. And he was trying to get somebody's attention. And so when I went there and opened that door, he come out of there with one side of the shirt was in the pants, the other one was out. And I looked, I said, that's what you get with your bad self. He was so glad the kid come up out of there. And so it didn't matter. Somebody, anybody, help me. Israel was in a state that they were crying out, somebody, anybody, help me. And so it didn't make any difference who it was. It didn't make any difference what it was. All we wanted was help. And so Israel cried out in desperation that somebody would help them. Somebody would come down to deliver them. But at least to their expectation, it wasn't the great God. They didn't know that it was going to be the great God. They didn't know it was going to be the great I Am. They didn't know it was going to be the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob that was going to come down because he heard their despairing cry. And so now, it's time to get ready to get up out of here. God is getting ready to come with the ultimate plague. He didn't come with 9. And that, you know, it kind of shook Pharaoh, but it didn't rock him to his core. But when it came with this one, none of the other times, Elder Hunter, he said, yeah, y'all get ready. But this time, he said, yeah, this is the straw that's going to break the camel's back. Oh, bless him up in here. And so now, here come the death angel coming down through Egypt. But he said, now, God is sending this. And he said, going to kill the firstborn, whether it be a man or beast. And said, but if I come by your house, and if I don't see the blood, and you got a firstborn in there, they're going to die. But if I ain't come by and I see the blood on the two side posts and over the doorpost, the plague going to pass you by. Come on and bless him up in here. And I don't know about you, but I'm under the blood. Is there anybody in here under the blood? Oh, bless his holy name. You better make sure that you are under the blood. Oh, bless his holy name. All that other stuff doesn't matter. And I don't care what God you were calling upon in here. But if I don't see the blood over the doorpost, then the plague going to enter into your house. And somebody is going to die. But when I see the blood, oh, I'll pass over it. I'll make sure that I pass over it. But you know that had to be something awesome taking place. Now, we're doing all of this. We cried out in desperation. Somebody, anybody, help us. We were in need of a deliverer. We need somebody to deliver us from under this hard taskmaster. He got us working 7 days a week. He got us making bricks without straw. Come on in and talk back to me. Now, God, now we need a break. But they weren't going to find it not on the Pharaoh. But, oh, my God, they cried out unto a God. And you know, he heard that despairing cry. You know, just like many of us when God saw us. But see, Israel wasn't cleaned up. They wasn't, you know, God said, when I saw you in the pollution of your blood. You know, some folks said, when I get right, I'm coming to church. No. When he saw Israel, they wasn't right. He saw Israel in the pollution of their blood. He saw Israel, God, in a nasty state. You know, we love little Junior and little Susan. But, you know, they don't give them to us just like they come into the world. They got to clean them up. Come on and talk back to me. And so when God said, when I saw you, you was in the pollution of your blood. And I clean you up. I love you anyhow. In spite of your present state, I still love you. And that's the way God was about us. In spite of our present state. While we were yet sinning. While we were yet sinners. While we were yet sinning. Christ died for the ungodly. And somebody still don't want to give God the glory. Somebody still don't want to give him the praise. Do me a favor. Look at your neighbor and say he didn't have to do it. But he did. Oh, bless in the holy name. Jesus Christ did not have to die, but he did. And I'm so glad that he did. How many of you appreciate salvation? Come on and bless him up in here, somebody. Oh, bless his holy name. I'm just glad to be saved. I'm glad to be called out of darkness into the marvelous light. And now we see Israel. So Moses, when I get through with, when I finish tonight, you can go and talk to Pharaoh and tell him to let my people go. You won't have no problem this time. You won't have no problem. He go before Pharaoh. Pharaoh, let him go. Set him free. And so now, all of this is taking place, and just a little while later, they began to murmur. They began to complain. And you know something was wrong. That, you know, when they get to the point they're saying, we were better off in Egypt. Now, if you were better off, what were you crying out for? Why were you keeping up all that noise if you were better off? Y'all ain't saying nothing. And this is the problem. When folk come to God, they think it's just a flower bed of ease. But it was Jesus that said, if you don't suffer with me, you won't reign with me. And then what Paul was saying that, listen, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of God.